Monday Night Football, the Cowboys take on the Raiders, and what's figuring to be a really great game. In this video, I'm going to give you a couple player props that I absolutely think smack, as well as I'll give you the lean on where I would bet this game as far as the side/total. What's going on, everyone? It's Logan from Calling Our Shot. Now, if you are watching this video and you're expecting to see Austin's beautiful face, I have news for you. Austin is currently taking care of a newborn, so the channel duties do lie to me. I'll be holding down the fort for as long as he really needs. If you watch our other videos, you know Austin and I kind of do this channel together. So while he's been the main face on camera for a lot of this NFL season, I've been betting all the stuff along with him. We collaborate on a lot of the picks too. So you're in good hands. I can't guarantee I'll give you winners in this one, but I think I'll give you ones that absolutely do smack, and they're going to be my best bets. I have two props in this video, as I mentioned, and then I'll give the lean on the game. If you're looking for NBA, just know that we're kind of going through some hectic scheduling changes because the newborn was kind of abrupt. So here I am recording on the road, not my usual setup. So we're trying to get through things. I will probably have an NBA video out Tuesday. So if you are watching this and you're expecting to see an NBA video on Monday, just know that the NBA will likely return Tuesday, again with myself kind of holding down the channel. As much as I can do. So that's just kind of a little bit of a scheduling notice. But again, I'm going to hold down the channel, and we're going to hopefully get some winners on this Monday night slate. So without further ado, let's just dive right into the picks. And my first pick, as I mentioned, player prop. It's going to be Geno Smith under 32.5 pass attempts, -120 odds on FanDuel is your best value there. Now I'm rolling with a player prop under. I know, boo, we hate player prop unders, but I really do think this one's going to smack. Again, against the Cowboys, the last 5 quarterbacks have all went under this line. So there's a little bit of a trend there. Game flow-wise, I see this being a lower scoring game. I'll touch on it at the end of the video of like how I see this game playing out. But I really do like the under, and I think the Raiders try and establish the line of scrimmage and not get in a shootout with Dak. Look, I don't think the Raiders coaching staff, and the offense led by Chip Kelly, I don't think they're trying to get in a shootout with weapons like George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Ferguson, etc. Offensively, the Cowboys are so much more talented than the Raiders. I mean, that's not even a hot take at all. They are, and Dak Prescott can absolutely sling it. What they want to do, I see in this game, is establish the line of scrimmage, establish Genty, and kind of chew clock, maintain possession, and not give Dak the ball to just go ahead and get quick strike drives. That's not going to lead to success. Also, what's not going to lead to success is the fact that Geno has at least 1 interception in 5 of his last 6 games. This is a 2-win football team. The way you avoid that is by running the ball more, not putting Geno Smith in drop back situations, not having Geno Smith throw the ball 33 plus times. I just don't think that's the recipe for success in this one. Also, Vegas has a bad offensive line. They're 25th in sacks allowed per game. Bad offensive line really has been speeding up Geno Smith this year. And when you speed up Geno Smith, bad things are just happening on this offense. Again, that's why they are not winning football games. So I think they just try to get back to basics, give the ball to Genty, and try to move the ball that way. But on the flip side, there is also some defensive questions for Dallas, because Dallas is a really bad defense. 28th in rushing yards allowed per game, 29th in yards per play allowed. So I think Vegas will have success running the ball. I don't think they're going to need to air it out a lot, but if they do happen to air it out, I see some explosive, 25 type yard plays coming down the field against a terrible Dallas secondary. So pass attempts under could be the move, because if they are converting those passing, they could be for quick strike plays that don't involve in Geno Smith checking it down, 2-3 yards and doing it that way. Dallas has been giving up explosive plays all season long, and that's in pass attempts under is a beneficiary of chunk yardage. It just is. It's kind of how possessions play out. And then the last point of note, the Raiders are a 2-7 football team. I mentioned 2-win football team. Could we see Kenny Pickett, the backup, in if things go bad? I'm just saying it wouldn't be the worst thing ever for an under, and maybe Geno Smith goes in there and just absolutely stinks it up, and the Raiders say, we've seen enough. Let's just go a different direction in this game. It's certainly possible. I mean, I've seen crazier things in the NFL all season long. So I think that's definitely in play. While it's not what I'm banking on, I do think Geno Smith's under pass attempts is a great look in that one. Again, I am risking a full 1 unit on this bet. Now, this next bet is plus value, but it's only going to be played for a half unit. And you'll see it on the screen. It's going to be a pass catcher in this one. One of Geno's pass catchers, Brock Bowers, 2+ first quarter receptions, plus 130 odds on Fanatics is your best value there. Now, this is a play that Austin and I, in between his childbirth and everything today, we were talking about something that we already liked when we were going into the Sunday slate. So the fact that you can get plus 130 on this one, we both agree it's worth a half unit sprinkle. I mean, there's good bets to make in NFL, and a lot of good bets do rely on value. This is a great value play, and it's also a narrative play. So Austin likes it, I like it, and the value is great on this one. Now, why do I say this is a narrative play? Well, after only one catch last week on Thursday Night Football in a game that the Raiders only put up 7 points, it was a stinker of a game to watch. They need to feed their star, and it's been well out in the media. You're going to see Brock Bowers player props a lot on your feed. But this one does have value tied to it because not a whole lot has to happen except for Chip Kelly has to script plays for Brock Bowers. And what did he say? We have to get him more involved. Direct quote from him. He's obviously our number one threat out there. So when an offensive coordinator comes out and says exactly what he wants to do, sometimes it's just as easy as betting what they're saying. Now it could be smoke a little bit, and maybe they use Brock Bowers as a decoy, but I'll bet at this price, I'll bet that they do get him involved, especially in that first maybe couple drives when those plays are scripted. I could definitely see Brock Bowers catching a few passes in there. Now we do have Geno's under and pass attempts. I still think they're mutually exclusive bets because if you just look at the weapons that Geno Smith has to throw to, I mean, it's big home run players like Trey Tucker, or it's Brock Bowers underneath. And I think more than likely he will look Brock Bowers' way a few times at least in the first quarter of this one. So at plus value, it's really worth seeing if Chip Kelly lives up to his promise and scripts plays early for this one. I love, again, at this plus 130 price. I think it's worth a half unit sprinkle. Now, those are a couple of the props. Let's touch on briefly where I would be if I were to have to bet, the side or total. I really do like the under in this game. I mentioned a lot of factors of kind of why I see the Vegas, offense not wanting to turn this into a shootout, but the total has gone under in 4 of the last 5 Raiders games. So the trend is on our side in terms of a Raiders under. But the Cowboys, if you've been betting unders in Cowboys games, you've been absolutely getting cooked because their offense is so explosive and their defense is so bad. But with a short spread like this, I just don't see the Raiders getting boat raced. And the way they get boat raced, I really think, is if the Cowboys come in here and put up like 30 plus on their head, which I just don't see happening because the Raiders defense is a little bit better than expected. And plus, I think the Raiders, they want to get Genty, in this game. They want to have long sustained drives that eat up clock. Because again, if you go 3 and out really quick, you put your defense back on the field, a unit that you don't already feel comfortable against Dak Prescott and all the offensive weapons they have. Vegas also 28th in yards per play on offense. I mentioned they might try to look for explosive plays down the field, but normally they just haven't been generating, a lot of offense that results in those really quick, 75-yard drives that just end in like 2 to 3 minutes. That they just haven't been getting that all season long, and that's kind of the weakness of this Cowboys defense. It's a secondary that's atrocious, but I just don't see them, giving up a lot of quick strike plays, and they could. I mean, if that's their weakness. But again, I see longer sustained drives. And even if Vegas does have those longer sustained drives, who's to say that a bad red zone offense like them converts those touchdowns or converts those trips into touchdowns rather than having to settle for field goals? Field goals is something the Cowboys have settled a lot with Brandon Aubrey. And again, I just think that each of these teams are due some field goals. And when you see a total in the 50s in the NFL, you need those red zone trips to convert to touchdowns. Because if you don't get them, you just look up at the score automatically and you're over. It's cooked. So I really do think I think Vegas's defense shows up in a big way. And the last point to kind of bolster their Vegas's defense, they are 13th in points per game allowed at home. They've been playing as a better defensive unit at home in this one. And I think they limit what Dallas wants to do, with Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, etc. They've got a lot of weapons, but I think Vegas rises to the occasion. I think they keep this a lower scoring, uglier Monday Night Football game. And hopefully that it does play out that way. So that will do it for the official picks. Again, I'll just kind of recap what we had. We had Geno's under 32.5 pass attempts in that one, playing a full unit on that one. We also had a half unit play on Brock Bowers, 2+ first quarter receptions. Good plus value on that one. So hopefully that one comes home. And then again, I mentioned I do like the under as my other pick, but that'll do it for the picks. Again, you'll probably see me for NBA. Again, it's likely to return Tuesday. I have a flight back home on Mondays. That's why, again, you see me in a change of scenery. So Austin will be in and out as he can. I'm not sure exactly when he'll be back to recording full time. But in the interim, I will be stepping in and filling in, and hopefully we deliver a little 2-0 card for the people. That would be a great way to start the Monday Night Football. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.